Hey everybody, and welcome back to South Island Farm. I've got almost all of our grass picked up. Just a little bit left. And I've already started cultivating around the fields. That's right. I'm gonna make this one big field. I'm gonna convert it into 4 or 5 fields. No sense in just making one giant field. Hey Jim B, what's up? These are the last 3 windrows to pick up. Got lots of silage we need to process. Fields to cultivate in. Then hopefully we'll get some seed in the ground. Hey, Brendan. Doing pretty good. Glad to be back here on South Island Farm. Took a break there for a few days and pulled around the Washington State in ATS. Hey, Tanya, what's up? And Twisted. What's up, everybody? Did that back on, Tuesday and Wednesday we were doing ATS. Thursday and Friday we weren't online streaming because we were busy creating content for the recordings. Alright, this is the last bit of grass. Hey, like Weasel. What's up? This map is probably not going to be coming to console. Map author doesn't think that it would pass Giants testing because he's using a FS17 shader on these buildings to make them all kind of rusted up and such. There we go. We have a very narrow, very narrow trigger here to hit. This map is not yet released. It will be released soon. Once we're done some testing. Mark that here. Hey, Will, what's up? I had a little difficulty with your trigger here. I got this truck because I wanted to use it, for one thing. But it doesn't seem to want to work with the bunker here. In fact, I accidentally dumped an entire load of silage in the bunker, meaning that it didn't take it. I'm thinking maybe the trailer is too high. We're just gonna have to keep this for for our harvest. Well, this island's been abandoned for a while, and nature has taken its course. I don't think I was able to get a trigger on the on that pickup wagon either. I got this. Hey, David. Yeah, I saw the trailer you were using, Raznik. I'll show you. Wait for this to drop. Oh, I only have $19,000, but yeah. I don't know, it's hard to say. Maybe the trailer for the truck has got a problem. That trailer came from the mod hub. You know how those things are. Hey, Christopher, what's up? Definitely the pinnacle of testing standards that we should all strive for. Right? Hey, my trucking life, what's up? I would thank you for the sub, but I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce that. Gonna just drop that there. And I'm going to show you what we've got set up here. That was the last grass that we picked up. Got 280,000 liters of silage. We've already sold about 120 some thousand liters of silage. Got 226,000 liters of grass. So got ourselves well over 500,000 liters of grass out of that. Let me show you what we've got worked up here. we have, obviously, we own this section of land. We had to buy this for $201,000. Really, really took a major hit to our finances. But what I've done is I've carved it up into 5 fields. What we're going to do is we're going to split this up into 5 different crops. I didn't want to do one giant crop and basically then have the crop um, basically tank the market by flooding the market. Hey, Big Jim Farming, what's up? I've got the allow cultivator to create fields mod in. I don't have to mess with the plows. Not giving me a plow bonus, but at least it's letting me quickly hill up this grass, get it into a bed shape. You might want to check this, Will. That little section I couldn't cultivate. It said I didn't own that little square. Glad you could catch it. Everybody that likes the map should go over and check Raznik's channel. He is doing a recorded series on this. He's got 2 videos up so far. Hey DB, welcome back. He's taking a similar but different approach. Kind of interesting to see how he's playing the map. Oh, I gotta. Thanks for the sub, Car Booster. I said that right. So many different ways you could play this. If you start from scratch, though, you don't cheat any money in, you're pretty much guaranteed to be starting with this plot of land. There isn't much you can actually afford other than this plot of land and the BGA and some pretty careful on leasing equipment until you have a good steady income. If you play this on farm manager mode, you'll have a bit more cash available to you. Probably take out a little better loan, and that would open up the play a little bit more. Now you can see when we were on the stream last time and we did the fast night just so we could look at the sell point. This grass here that we're cultivating in was grass that was that grew back from the mowing. I don't see any weeds in that grass. We're going to leave some patches to grow back 100% to see if we get weeds or not. But I don't think we're going to get weeds back into this. There's one tree over there. The speaking of trees, I was in ATS earlier today doing some doing some achievement hunting, farming ATS for achievements, and I found a bunch of floating rocks alongside the road. They were there and gone before I remembered to take a picture. Let's see here. Everywhere. Well, I don't know. Not really sure why. I'm thinking I know why this is dark green, because this actually had grass. And I think this light blue represents where the grass was mowed 100% all the way down. Not sure why this is like that, because it should be a lot closer. I think that's why we're getting that 2 layers of fertilization there, only 1 layer here. Get this a little bit more cultivated in, we'll be able to see maybe if we can establish a pattern to this. So when I cultivated the outsides of these areas, I basically just followed the mow line of when I mowed the field first time. Got little spots here and there where I skipped. Any. Of course, I didn't have guidance steering in initially. I added it in later. Then I forgot that I need to buy this with the GPS module. Since it's leased, I have to return it. Can't customize a leased item. That might be something for discussion. Should somebody make a mod that allows you to customize leased items in the shop? Or since it's leased, it has to stay the same. I didn't want to return this. If I return this, it's going to cost me even more money to lease it with GPS. I'm going to have to forego it until we can afford to buy a tractor outright. Of course, that mirror does absolutely no good. I mean, if I had GPS activated, I had guidance steering activated when I leased this tractor, I could have added it and basically rolled it into the lease cost. But I didn't. Since I didn't have it activated, the only way I can add it into this tractor now is to return it and release it. Pretty big hit. But if you could customize the leased item, then it wouldn't cost, then it wouldn't be such a big hit. Hey Kevin, what's up? Thought about putting that extended finances mod in. Gives us a little money at 4 p.m. But I didn't do it. Thought that might be classified as cheating. Oh, we're going to put in what we can put in with the Coon cedar. So we have leased this cedar. So we're going to put in these crops. 1, 2. We're going to put in 5 of these crops. That way we only have to lease one thing. Now the question is, do I put grass back in one of these? Basically plant grass back in one of these and then get horses. Basically raise horses here on the island. Plan is to put a field in wheat, field in barley, canola, soybeans. So that leaves 4 fields out of 5 that I've cut in. Plant grass on one, and have the plan for horses, because I don't have to worry about selling wool or milk or eggs. I just sell horses at the pen, buy horses at the pen, and I could put in oat instead of barley and grass, and that would be my 5 crops. 3 of them would be 100% cash crops. And then 2 would be for, take a look. Yeah. Most of this is filling in as 2 stages. Good thing that I've got a slurry spreader up here. Hey, Bill's Bub. Well, thing is, there's no place to sell wool. The ship that comes to the island doesn't want wool. Don't really have room in your helicopter to take wool off the island. The sheep aren't really that useful. Oh, I know a mod too. Of course, if we put down an animal pen, we have to put it down on our field here somewhere. I don't think there's enough room up to the BGA. Can't put anything over there at the farm, because we don't own the land. I don't know. We'll just have to see how it plays out. No, I don't think so. That's all that I own right there. See, there's a gap between what we own and what we don't own. That's all the buyable area. This plot, this one's 1.4 million, 1.7 million, 0.1, 867, 1.4, 738,000, and 200,000. Looks like there's area around the BGA. Maybe we could put it. You have to, of course, clean up after the horses because, you know, horse duty on the beach isn't that all nice. Hey, John, how you doing? That's what we're working on. We're working on hard mode. Started this up, start from scratch. Took out an extra $500,000 loan. Give us $1 million in the bank. Had to spend $938,000 on property of that $1 million by this small area, smallest area on the map, and the BGA, so that we could, well, have a little bit of money coming in. That left us with not a whole lot to lease our equipment to get started with this whole affair. As you can see, we are down to $17,500. Now we should make a pretty good penny off the silage sale. Still have to repay our $500,000 to the bank. Don't own a darn thing. All the equipment is leased. No. Also, that's a lot of chaff. It's a lot of trips up to that silo. It's a long time running on that leased forage harvester too. Yeah, at least if you're not running it, you only have the daily expense, daily lease cost. I've already turned in the mower. Not going to be mowing anytime soon. I've got to do some math and see how much that forage wagon is going to cost us to keep around. I got to see if we even have a way of selling bale or selling straw. I don't think we do. If we don't have a way to sell straw, then the forage wagon is completely useless at this point. Also, yeah, if we can't sell straw, then there's no need to put straw down. We could easily spend the rest of the stream cultivating in the other fields. Instead, we're just going to leave this up here. Here's our seeder and seed tank. Let's top off the BGA again. Down to 0. Take a look here. BGA is offering me $360 per 1,000 liters. Right now I've got 170. Got 410,000 liters of silage. 105,000 liters of grass. So we take 300 times 400. That's what we're expecting to make. So we're going to make a little over $120,000. We might make around $140,000. That'll be nice to the bank account. We won't even be able to pay off our loan. Might be able to pay it down a little bit. All right, catch you later, my trucking life. Once we're done selling silage, this trailer goes away. Once we're done selling silage, our income is done till harvest time. Somebody in, I think somebody in the Discord posted a link to a Fent 900 today. I haven't looked at it. I filled this BGA up twice already today. We're working on our third 50,000. Of course, we're going to fertilize with digestate because it's free. And I'm debating if I'm going to bother with lime or not at this point. Definitely not plowing. Should be good. Hey, Elon, what's up? And somehow I don't think that I don't think yield's been adjusted. So all the weeds, definitely looks like the ground has got something going for it. Hey, Junior McCullen, what's up? Man, kind of hard to see. I think there was a reported rumor that's going to be Tuesday. Covering much. Have that in? I don't think I have that in. Seems to be working out okay. Won't take too long to fill in. They put. Where did I see this posted? Oh, it's. I think it's in the Giants forum. I think under the announcements. They don't really go into too much detail. Something about sounds, vehicle sounds. Texture is pretty cool. For the digestate, or well, slurry 2 would look like this. Well, Roy, I don't know if the fix would do anything related to mod limitations on consoles. I mean, there's two big limitations on consoles for mods. First one, no patch can ever fix, is a regulation of Sony and Microsoft around vehicles and brands that are not licensed by the game manufacturer, game developer. So, like the Kenworth truck that I did a mod video on earlier today, till Giants licenses Kenworth and would license specific models of Kenworth, Sony and Microsoft wouldn't be permitted. They wouldn't permit basically the inclusion of that brand into the game. And so much in the way of vehicles, just because it doesn't say Kenworth on the badge, it says Lizard on the badge. So many vehicles that have a distinctive look. For example, a Jeep Wrangler, or an old military Jeep, has a specific look. All you have to do is look at it and say, well, that's a Jeep. Well, just slapping Lizard on it wouldn't mean it could be in the mod hub, because Jeep would come back and say, that's clearly our product. And since it's our product, you don't have the license for it. So that's one of the limitations. The other one would be things that require add-on scripts. And again, that limitation is there because of your console manufacturers putting that restriction. In fact, in 17, Giants had to explicitly modify the game in such a way that seasons would work and act as if it wasn't an add-on script or add-on scripts. Hey, Jonathan, we're putting digestate down on a portion of the field that we were mowing last time. Basically marked it out, cultivated it up. You'll see Giants modified how they do crops now, because in 17, in order for additional crops to be in game, there was a script that was required. Map author add the script. Basically, it was the script that was putting in the extra crops. But the way Giants does maps today, 19, you don't need that extra script. It just works. You just have to have the right textures in and put the right entries in the XML files. Same with modifying how animals are needs. It's just XML, which means that it's great for customizing, because a lot of these customizations that once required extra scripts no longer do, and that makes them available for consoles. Now, I have no idea what was in that map that was causing issues before 1.4. Why those issues would be limited to consoles and not PC. I do know that there are a few fixes that Will found when he was working on Emerald Coast that are being incorporated into 1.4. It's hard to say if any of those fixes were issues in that other map or not. Alright, so that's good. I think what we'll do is want to get some crop in the ground. If we go and work these other sections that we kind of carved out, it's going to go into tomorrow before we get any crop in the ground. Oh, so if you baled alfalfa or rye, they wouldn't appear? It's interesting. Yeah, I think 1.4 is supposed to drop on Tuesday. put canola in that field. Maybe we'll lime next time around. Need to fix this outside a little bit. Yeah, there's some crone speculation going on. I think because of the Farm Sim League has a crone big baler as one of the baling implement options. But to that, I say, pretty sure there was an announcement that crone was going to field a factory team. And it wouldn't surprise me if crone just insisted that one of their balers was one of the options. There is. I don't know about a Fent baler. I know there's a crone baler. Used it when we were doing some league practice. So, like I said, I'm not putting too much excitement into that because Fent and crone, for that, if there's a Fent and a crone factory team, then they may have just insisted that there be balers of theirs in the list of equipment. Now this is where guided steering would come in handy. Oh, we can see your multi-terrain angle going to work here. Oh, look at that. It does work. Hey, Johnny V, what's up? Not like I have anything to do other than watch him. I would say between now and when Seasons releases. Get him hired off and going. So here we are. So the buyable area. When you start the map on any play mode, no matter how you start the map, you own nothing. Zero fields, zero land, zero equipment. So pretty much, it's how. Um. Oh wait. No, that's wrong. I think on New Farmer you own everything. I think. I don't know. I forget. But it's obviously intended for start from scratch or farm manager. Um. So basically, if you do start from scratch, which is the ideal, this is the only little bit of land that you can really buy because you start with $500,000, but this plot of land costs you 738. So you got to take out a $500,000 loan. You got to max your loan out in order to be able to buy this section over here, and then the BGA. Think of this as a historical farmyard. You don't own it. You can use it, but you can't change it. This is the lone tree. Call this lone tree. Sole surviving tree on the entire map. Prior to this point, someone came through and deforested the whole map. So you do have a sleep trigger here in the house. You have a shop trigger here at the barn. Completely useless barn. The Giants doesn't let you open the door to. You have a fuel pump that you need to put fuel into. You have an old shed here you can use for vehicle storage. You have another shed there. And then you have a silo that you can use. Okay. Over here, you have one sell point. This is your only sell point, and it's only open 3 hours a day. When the boat comes in, you're on an island. You can't sell anything unless there's a boat here to receive it. Boat shows up at night. That's when barriers go away. You can actually drive into the sell point. Shop equipment shows up here. And fuel is on this side of the dock. This is the only place to get fuel. Put fuel at the farm, or you basically have to come here and pump it into the tractor. Get water. Get water here if you have animals. But there's no place to buy animals unless you put it down. There is a fermenting fermenting silo here. Hey, I can have a hitch on it. Does indeed. So the only way to get money early is to sell silage. The whole map has grass that is fully weeded. You have weeds everywhere. Got an old rusty BGA. So I'm playing it with the as intended. Start from scratch. Took out an additional $500,000 loan. So we had $1 million to start, and we spent 939,000 to buy this and that. What I've done is I've carved this up into 5 areas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Raznik is going to do this whole thing in corn, so he can keep feeding the BGA machine. I'm going to put 5 traditional crops in. Take that angle. After you spend $938,000 on land, you don't have much left for machinery. Pretty much have to lease whatever you want. Now, if you do farmer, you have 1.25 million to start out with, so you have a little better capital, a little bit easier start. I'm just wondering how many hours it's going to take you to get that 1.4 million in China at the going rate of a forage harvester. Mods, but $15,000 to lease this thing, $6,400 per hour after that. Yeah, then it'll take like 8 hours, 10 hours. I'm figuring if I lease this 5,000 and 2,000, if I go super cheap, it's this, or I could put in, or I could do this one, more expensive than the other one. 10,000 and 4,000. Of course, you gotta have a header. But do they sell sugarcane? They don't. They don't sell sugarcane. No cotton. No potatoes. No beets. That's all the granary sells, buys. Wheat, barley, oats, canola, sunflowers, soybeans, and corn. Then the BGA. I mean, if you actually had animals, you could sell manure and slurry. So the wheat, straw that you get if you put down wheat, barley, or oats, that's useless. Because nothing to do with it. Thus, you have animals. Then you don't need that much of it. I don't know how much good, but it really limits how much gets consumed because it only actually consumes 2 hours a day as opposed to 24 hours a day. No, I saw that. Saw that here in the prices, and I was like, oh, look at that. Yeah, I don't know. When he plans on putting it up there. Kind of see the lay of the land. Definitely not flat. Apparently, it's um, the Giants Island '08 map with some creative liberty. How about this building? It's pretty rough. And of course, with the removable bushes and everything, all of this be plowed under. Bit of a land bridge here. Brave coming over here to this island. This is just a weather station. Looks like they are taking notes from Ravenport. This is basically what you bought for 700,000. So I've got 5 areas carved out. One there. Got that one. 3, 4, 5. There's a helicopter up in that beat up shed up there too. I was watching Raznik's videos this afternoon on this map, and he was saying that imagine it's somewhere in the Atlantic, as far as the island. I was kind of thinking the Azores, but I really don't know where the heck they are. I think that's more over to Africa. Yeah, I was thinking about course play after I had finished mowing. When I was picking up all that grass, I was thinking, I could just tell course play to do all this. I would have needed it to do the mowing also. In some respect, I kind of forget about course play. It's still so rough. Once we get this field finished, grab the cultivator, and we'll start working in this next field. We'll put something in there. Doubt we'll get into the planting by the end of the stream, but we'll definitely have one crop in the ground. All right, Johnny V, thanks for dropping by. Made all these lines nice and straight. Now I'm getting all crooked. So we'd leave a nice little grass buffer between the field and the beach. Don't want runoff or erosion going down into the beach. What do you mean by with giant support? Well, the map has got custom ground textures for seed, or cultivated land. Seed, cultivate, plow, slurry and digestate. Well, they said it's been posted in the seasons thread that it will be available for consoles. One of the lead developers is now a Giants employee. Can't get too much more endorsed than that, other than it actually being a base game feature, which it clearly isn't. Well, there's always been an affection for small plows. Here you can see a better the cultivate texture. See, it's got some fibrous material in it. I guess I could use hired helper to do this too once I had a good buffer around. Yeah, you could say the same with weights, but you know, I couldn't make a weight. I would have no idea where to even start. Folks, Folks make what they like, what they want to play with, and figure others might be of same mind. Just there seems to be an awful lot of same-minded folks for small plows. Did you see did you see my comment, Will, about about that forestry map and and fields? It just has a field. What is it? Doesn't actually have a field defined. It just has a field. I can't even think of the word right now. That's it. Transform group. Just has a field transform group that's empty. I know that's the true intent of this map. I don't know if you delete field 1 but leave the transform group there, it works. Now, I left a screenshot of the transform group selected, but I don't have the map anymore. At 19 megabytes, not too big. I wouldn't really know what to look for. It's pretty small. I don't know. The FDR logging files are pretty small too. I mean, as far as buildings goes, there's a little shed that you start at. Then there's the sawmill. That's it. The rest are trees. But if you want to do forestry, it's a tough one, because those elevations are tough. But we are down to about probably a month before we're going to see the mod contest mods being available for us to download. and rate, vote on. I think voting ends July 6th. I was looking back at my mod contest. Whoa, what happened? 7:30, the sun turned off. Looking back at my mod contest playlist, 17, which apparently was in June as opposed to July. Looks like within 4 or 5 days of the submission deadline was when the mods became available for download and review. Do the same thing. We're due July 6th. We should see them for download and availability. Here's your sunset. Look at that. Download and availability sometime around July 12th. I don't think the harbor opens until 9 p.m. I think that may have been one of the things in the change log for 1.4 was day-night transitions. Was I wrong? So I'd be in favor of anything that wasn't such a light switch effect. Current transition is very much in your face. I think it was one of everyone's requests early on. I know for me, the first time it did that, I was like, is something wrong with my graphic settings? Guess we'll go till about 8 o'clock. Then we'll jump over to the farmhouse and sleep. Pull this up to the BGA, top it off one more time, then we'll do our rest. Go. I like the light here. Yellow light. Pretty cool. It's the kind of light that that lights up the area, but never quite enough, and never where you really want it. Go, a couple more loads. Down to $15,000. Very narrow trigger. It's the same effect that was on Sharon Farms in 17. Its lighthouse would do that. Was a nice income. $43,000. Now, no longer had to pay for this. What would it cost me? Hundred of that, $143,000. I wouldn't be spending $2,000 an hour. How many hours? I have to put 50 hours on this tractor before it would cost me $100,000 in lease costs. I think I'll just stick to leasing for now and just let it eat away my money slowly. Well, I doubt it has the same functionality because the scripts that it relied upon don't work. I mean, what makes this function is a completely new script that was written. Of course, they could have implemented this script all kinds of ways to do things. I think the big time production stuff is going to come a few months after this global company thing comes out. Funny, Jacer. What's so amazing with Andy's map off Bergman is, for the most part, he has all that functionality without any additional scripts. Most of that, if not all of it, is using in-game functionality. So in theory, he could send that to Giants for the Mod Hub. Doubt he ever will. There's the GTX. There's someone that knows how something works. That's the guy to talk to. TX must have heard me talking about global company. Ears got burning. He said, you know what? I need to go check out what they're saying. So far, it looks like the grass that's growing back does not have weeds. Our canola's sprouted. Good to see. Beets. Let's get those taken care of. Well, John, there is a placeable um, irrigation boom, but it takes liquid fertilizer and herbicide, I think, and mixes it with water. Guess now that we have grass growth, the rest of these fields won't need fertilizer, will they? Just have to put some spot digestate on this field. Don't have to worry about it for the rest of them. Super worried about money, we would go and mow this grass again. I don't think we're going to do that. In fact, that mean we're going to have some round fields? Or are we going to have non-round fields just with well fertilized and well irrigated round parts of non-round fields. Yep. Yeah, there's a placeable, couple of different placeable mods out there by Earbur. I don't know how to pronounce their name. I've held off on doing a video on it because they keep listing them as beta. If they're going to come out with a pack of irrigation placeables, the way they're working is you put a little bit of herbicide or a little bit of fertilizer in, you put water in, and it basically runs over a period of time. I've heard of tobacco as far north as Pennsylvania. I don't know. Maybe there isn't as much money in it anymore. I can see how it would be a controversial crop. Still, I think a farmer, if there's money in it, they would do it. If there isn't much money in it anymore, then they'll just shift over to something else. Maybe it turns out that most of what people smoke is a synthetic tobacco-like product.